Hey guys, what's up? Ashley here. It's day number 189 of Giggling. Welcome back to another edition of Confessions of a Giggler. It is hot today. Do I like my arms out? No. But do I care right now? Also no. It's so hot. My car says 96 degrees. Oh my god, that's almost 98. Oh, sheesh. What is wrong with me? I'm so embarrassing. Anyway. I did turn the air down because I didn't know if you could hear me over it, but it might be too hot to put it down that low. So, here we are. And again, my bun doesn't fit in the car. Whatever. Okay, so I have here my Ask Ash questions. There are quite a bit today. Thank you so much. I love when there are a lot of questions. So I think that I'm going to break it down into two parts like I did a little bit ago, so we can get to them all and don't leave any out. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get to it, and let's hope that I don't ramble on for too long. Okay. So, starting off, we have, now that you see the O-Town guys often on Zoom, concerts, VIP, is it still nerve-wracking to talk to them? Are you starstruck, or is it more just like hanging out with friends? Yeah, I mean, it's more like hanging out with friends, honestly. I don't really get starstruck around them anymore. I definitely had a freak out like the very first time that I saw them again, like on the comeback. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. And Eric was like, oh, it's happening. But now it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like I'm friends with them, but I'm not friends with them. It's not like I would like text them like, hey, I need your advice on something. But I also don't feel nervous going up to them. And also, it's kind of like, it hurts my brain a little bit to think about, like, that they're the same people that they were in, like, 2001, you know? Because then, yes, I was starstruck. I mean, I cried in the airport for an hour. After the plane situation. So yeah, I definitely, now it's just totally different. And like when I think about like I wish that I could go back and tell like 16-year-old me like that this is what your life is gonna be. It's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, so no, I don't get starstruck with them, but I do sometimes think about like, wow, this is crazy. You know? Okay, our next question is, what is your favorite childhood memory at the beach house or with your cousins? Or slash, I don't know if that was an or, just slash, like maybe a memory at the beach with my cousins. I wouldn't call that my childhood, Brittany, but I was definitely in high school, teenager. I mean, definitely, obviously a lot younger than I am now, but, I don't know. I don't know if I have like a specific favorite memory of that time. Just the overall greatness of it is really my favorite. I mean, I love that we got to spend so much time together down at the shore, and yeah, and I loved the summer, like the sunny days, the rainy days. I loved playing like all the card games on the rainy days. I loved all the parties we had. I loved the 4th of July. The 4th of July is probably my favorite holiday that we celebrated down there. So yeah, I mean, just like overall, the whole thing is my favorite. Like nothing one specific. But if you have a specific memory, please share. Okay. Next question. Was there ever a concert that did not live up to your expectations? Kind of. So, back in the Heffron Drive days, this guy Eric Dash opened for Heffron Drive at a few shows, and in the winter tour. He was in the winter tour, and we loved Eric F. Dash because he was just a nice guy, a good guy. And then he went on to open for someone else. So we went to that concert in the city, and I was expecting a concert. I don't know what happened. Like, Eric was great. He was fine, the same as he always is. But he opened for the Janoskians or something like that, and I don't know. I didn't know who they were going into it, but then when I got there and I saw them, I was like, I don't know what I was expecting, but this is not what I was expecting. So it's not that like I had any sort of expectations. It just was not anything in the realm of what I ever thought a concert would be. And I can't remember specifically what was happening. I just remember that I was confused. This is probably about 10 years ago or so. So yeah, so that's the only one that's ever like not lived up to my expectations. Yeah. Okay, next question is, what is your favorite Disney resort to stay at, and are there any that you won't stay at? Okay, so first, I will not stay at All Stars. I stayed at them. I've done my share. I've done my time there. I will not be going back. I won't stay at Art of Animation again. I just didn't like it. Like, I love to go there and walk around and look at all the things, but I do not need to stay there. I also prefer not to stay at any hotel where the door to the room is to the outside. I prefer to like be in a building. So yeah. And then my favorite one to stay at, honestly, I either stay at them or I don't stay at them. So I don't necessarily have a favorite. Like, I really love Contemporary. I really love Yacht Club. I love, I loved Polynesian when we stayed there for 2 nights. I would love to stay at the Grand or Boardwalk now that they've both been renovated. And I do very much enjoy Coronado, the Grand Destino Tower. I will not stay at the regular rooms at Coronado, just in the tower. So I do stay there the most because it's the least expensive that meets my standards. I hate that I've gotten like bougier as I've gotten older because it's turned into a very expensive habit. But yeah, so that's that. Next question is, can we get more Ashcat Court videos? I loved your most recent one. Thank you for loving it. I don't know how often we will get Ashcat Court videos. They don't really like to be in the videos. I can force Courtney a little bit more because she's my sister, so I kind of just make her do it. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we do have some more concerts coming up, so maybe, but I can't make any promises. Sorry. Let's see. Next question. Who is the one boy band member you're still hoping to hear on Lance's podcast? Okay, so the funny thing is, the other day, I was like, oh, Kevin Jonas really should be on Lance's podcast. And then I opened Instagram, and there was the thing that said, Kevin, like, here's the clip from Kevin's episode. And I was like, oh, no way. So obviously I would love to see Jacob on there, so complete the O-Towns. I mean, I guess it would be fun to hear from Nick Carter. I don't know. I don't know who else. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of like different boy bands. I mean, like, a lot of them were on it. Maybe Drew Lachey would be good. He wasn't on it, right? I don't think so. Drew Lachey would be a good one. Yeah, or like some of the guys from BB Mac, one of them would be good, unless they did it all together. But I like them. I like when they're more separate. So while Big Time Rush was on it, they were 2 and 2. I wish that they all 4 had their own episode. That would have been better. So I hope that they get to like redo. And maybe Niall. Niall would be a good get. Niall Horan. There haven't been any One Direction guys on there yet. So I think Niall would be a really good one to get on there. Okay. So that's like everyone that hasn't been on it. Okay, next question is, who would you marry, kill out of Big Time Rush, O-Town, and Backstreet Boys? Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this is like the whole band and not like individual members, because that's what I mean, 14 if you include APA, and you're only asking for 3 options. So I'm gonna say that it's a whole band. And honestly, when I read this question the first time, I was like, oh, this answer is coming a lot easier to me than I thought it would. Like, very easy. It's almost like, well, there's only one obvious answer. So unfortunately, I would have to kill the Backstreet Boys. I mean, their legacy is huge. They will live on forever. And then I would... I feel so weird saying this, but... I'm like too innocent to say this. I mean, I would marry O-Town. Because I feel like we have that, like, deep personal connection that would be good for marriage. Like, we're in this together for life. And then, I mean, process of elimination, the last one would be Big Time Rush. Because, I mean, do I have to say it? I mean, they're young and they're hot. I mean, like, why wouldn't that be the option? Right? Right? Especially James Maslow. Who said that? Not me. Oh my gosh, is my face red? Probably. Okay. Like, I think these things in my head so easily, but I cannot say them out loud. Okay, next. Who haven't you seen in concert yet that is on your bucket list? Okay, so unfortunately there are a couple bucket list people who are, oh no, my camera's gonna... Okay, so my camera overheated, my phone overheated, because it was so hot out. And then I was like, oh, I'll just finish when I get home. But then I got stuck in traffic for an hour, which was not ideal, was not planned on. So we're just going to wrap this one up here, and we're going to get to the rest of the questions tomorrow. And if we need a third day, we'll do that. So yeah, this is going to be it for me for today, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.